Lady 80, are you ready for this? This is the most new products we've ever done in one show.
I know. Let me have a drink.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay, do this thing.
Okay. Here it is. It's new product, folks. 2 weeks worth of new products. Okay.
You're gonna hand me the new products, right?
Yeah, you're gonna tell me. Well, I'm gonna.
How about I'll click through. You just grab them for me.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna start it.
Okay.
So these are these.
We have more headers. You love headers. We has headers.
Yeah.
These are mail headers of various sorts. They come in packs of 5 or 10. We already had the kind of straight style header, but now we have right angle header, dual header, and dual right angle header. And then next week we'll have a socket header too. But we wanted to start off with these.
Header gumbo, header souffle.
Yeah, headers.
Header soup.
Yeah, and so you get them in packs of 10, except for the dual right angle, which I think was kind of pricey, so that we put in a pack of 5.
I'm gonna go to the overhead.
And these
Show
are
these things off.
These are also breakaway header. So whoa, that's a little bright. They're also breakaway header, so you can snap them into kind of any length you want. But yeah, they're pretty much just standard header. So all good. I don't know what to say. It's just header. Yeah. But if you need header of any kind, we has it.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay, next up.
Next up, we've got a little CapTouch board. What is this thing?
Oh yeah, I gotta get the CapTouch demo.
Yeah, so this is a little CapTouch. This is a couple photos. Here's.
Yeah, this is a capacitive touch controller chip, the Cap 1188 from SMSC, I think. And I really like this capacitive touch sensor because it has one really neat thing going on there. You can see in this photo really clearly that there's those 8 LEDs. So there's 8 electrodes, and then for the capacitive sensing, and then you do have to communicate over I2C or SPI. You can use either, but you can set it up so those LEDs are indicating what electrodes are activated. So you can see here, like I touch them and they light up. You don't have to add that capability, but it's really, really easy to do it with I2C or SPI.
I'm going in the overhead.
Okay, well, hold on. Go to the overhead. So it turns out.
You can turn the lights on.
No, actually, this is good because I want the LEDs to be visible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is a nice demo.
So when I'm glad you think it's a nice demo. So when I touch these, they go off, and so I think this is a little more useful for when you're doing capacitive touch stuff and you want to know, like, hey, is this working or not? This gives you lit feedback.
Yeah.
There's also these, LED output pins that will also trigger. So yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
So you can have any number. You can have all of them. I don't know if I can put them all at once, but you can have up to 8 per board, and then with I2C you can have up to 5 different addresses. So you can have 40 total electrodes on one I2C bus. If you're an I2C fan, you want to use only 2 wires to get up to 40 contacts. You can do that. You just need to put a resistor in, and in the tutorial we have even documents the whole thing for you. Very easy.
You did a good job with this. Did K-Town work on this with you? Or is this straight up you?
This was.
Who did this?
This was mostly me.
Yeah.
I was working on this, and he was working on, I think, Bluetooth stuff.
This is nice. This is nice design.
But he helped me do the layout.
Yeah.
I think, but then I changed it. Anyways,
I like the LED feedback. That's super useful.
I think it's handy.
Yeah.
I think it's useful because with capacitive touch, your electrode size, and also you don't have to touch it. I'm not touching it because I set it for high sensitivity.
Oh, so as you get closer.
So as you get closer, and so this is handy. I mean, you still have to configure it over I2C. It doesn't run standalone. We do have standalone capacitive touch sensors. This one is not standalone. But once you send it 4 commands over I2C, and then it basically runs on its own. It's quite easy. And we have example code in the library as well.
Alrighty.
Because that was last week's new product.
Okay.
Put this away.
Want to keep moving?
Yeah, we have to keep moving.
All
Why
right.
are you dawdling?
I'm not dawdling.
Don't dawdle.
All right.
Okay, we have Perma-Protos in singles. We started with 3 packs, and then a couple months ago we ordered
3-pack.
3-pack, and then actually sorry, a couple weeks ago we ordered them in singles, and we have them in singles now. These are the best possible way to prototype your project. They are basically just like a breadboard, but permanent. Does Perma-Proto. So you basically design
Yeah.
your project on a solderless breadboard, and you can copy your project over. We made it the same size as a breadboard, so that's kind of nice. There's mounting holes in the center, so you can keep it steady. The top has this really nice white solder mask, which I can show on the overhead, maybe.
Yeah, let's go to the
I mean,
overhead.
we shot it in the photos, but I'll show it.
Yeah, let's go to the overhead. We have this overhead.
There's this nice white solder mask and markings for red and blue, so you can easily tell which is positive and negative.
Yeah.
And then on the back, I didn't put any solder mask, so that it's easy to cut or bridge all these connections. And the pads are all gold plated, but there's little wires in between them, and you
Yeah.
can cut them if you want. Because I like if you do breadboarding on a solderless, perf board, I like to be able to cut the traces if necessary. So we have this in full size, which is basically like a full size breadboard, half size, which is like a half size breadboard, and then quarter, which is like a teeny breadboard, but we added on the top and bottom the extra rows of the power rails, which I thought
Yeah.
were handy. So you get these in singles for like, I think it's like $3 or $3.50, $4.50, and then like $6 or something
Great
like that.
value, and then also the cool thing about these is we see these in so many projects.
These are great.
Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. People
And we have
wanna-
them in other sizes too, but these are the most popular of the three. But yeah, I really like
Yeah.
these. I use these for my projects all the time. I use them for testers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think they're the best.
There's instructors, professors, teachers that they use these in their classrooms. Once the students finally get their circuit right, they want to save it. And
Yeah.
instead of carrying around a breadboard everywhere,
Yeah.
they permanently make a circuit.
What's interesting is that this is inspired by the Radio Shack prototyping boards, which I've used for a very long time. And they're also like $3 or $4. The problem with those is there's no solder mask at all, and they're like really crummy quality, and which
Yeah.
is good if you want to cut them because they break very easily. So if you want to like cut them in half, you just like you can cut them with scissors pretty much because they're just like paper. But they're not double-sided, which I didn't like. And they used copper, so it oxidized very quickly. And this is gold plate, so it doesn't oxidize.
Yeah.
And also, they don't have two full rails, and there's like no markings. I think these are like super fancy. Like
Yeah.
$1 more than the Radio Shack ones, but
Yeah.
worth it.
Get what you pay for.
High value.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Lady Ada, we got more stuff here.
I have more patience.
Cables.
No.
We got cables, lots and lots of cables. So we got a 300 millimeter cable, a 200 millimeter cable, a 100 millimeter cable, and a 50 millimeter cable. But everyone's
right.
probably saying, what are these cables for?
What are they?
Phil, just get out of the way and let Lady Ada do her thing.
Shh.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
replacement cables for Raspberry Pi cameras. So if you want to put your Raspberry Pi in a Pi cam, either the original Pi cam or the Pi Noir cam, the no IR cam, and you want to change the cable length, we now have cables in various lengths, as you saw in the Pi camera. Actually, can you go to the front cam?
Yeah.
So I can
I'm going
put
to go to
this-
this front cam.
So for example, for this, I wanted to make this nice and long so I can use the camera,
Oh,
which I have to hold
that's
upside
neat.
down. So I wanted to be able to like,
I still
Point
can't
this
get
way.
over that you can make your
Oh.
own camera with a Raspberry Pi.
well, we might do a 3D printed thing too that will be a little
Oh.
snap and shoot. I think. should
I
be cool.
haven't seen.
The only problem is that there's
oh.
like this, there's this battery pack. It doesn't have the battery built in yet.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually. But so I
Working
wanted to have
on
a
it,
really
working on
long cable, or maybe you have an enclosure and you want to have a very short cable. So we have them in multiple different lengths, and you can look at the photos to have clear. But it's like 8 inches, 6 inches,
Yeah.
2 inches, 4 inches, and 2 inches. And the original one is 6 inches. So we got two sizes on. Or sorry, the original is 3 or 4 inches. I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me find it. I don't remember how long the original one.
Here's
But
all the
we
ones
got
that
two
we
on
saw
either
now,
side.
yeah.
Oh, it's 150, which is 6 inches. So we have 4, 2, 8, and then, sorry, man, I can't do math anymore. I'm so tired. What's 300 divided by 25?
Oh man, don't ask me.
12 or something. Long. Sorry, 12.
I got like 5 computers in front of me right now. I do. You should see what's going on here.
12, 8, 4, and 2, and the original one is 6. So there you go. Okay.
What is that type of cable called? Is it called ribbon cable?
These are called FPCs, which is
Oh,
a
FPCs.
flexible printed circuit. So it's a
Oh, fancy.
FPC cable, and it's a special 1 millimeter kind, which has the connectors on the right ends. Watch out. A lot of times you think you found a cable that's really cheap.
ZIF? Is it ZIF?
No, ZIF is the connector.
Okay.
ZIF stands for zero insertion force. That's the connector type. The cables can't be zero insertion force because it doesn't have a connector on it.
Thank you in the chat. Someone says 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches.
Good, you can do math.
Thank you.
That should be the quiz question. No, it's not. It's not the quiz question. But you have to have the connectors, the way they're connected, it's the opposite side. So just watch out if you end up going elsewhere. They tend not to be this type. They tend to be with the connector the other way. And pro tip, if you get one of those, like I did, and you connect it to your camera, you'll pop your camera, you'll blow it up.
Really?
So, yeah, I broke the Pi camera.
You broke a camera?
Either I broke the camera or, I broke the camera, not the Pi. The Pi survived, but the camera did not.
Man.
So yeah, get the right cables.
Okay.
Pro tip.
Careful.
I blow up electronics, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
I didn't think to check the polarity of the connector. So it goes.
All right, next up. Bare Conductive.
Bare Conductive,
Flash
we
and card
have a flash and card set. I don't have one of the flash and cards. I think we didn't have time to build one this week.
Yeah.
We had Z Conductive stuff instead. But this is cool. This is little. This is a 3-pack of cards, and you get a Bare Conductive pen, which is now called Electric Paint. I'm going to call it Bare Conductive. I have to remember not to. An electric paint pen from Bare Conductive, and some batteries and LEDs, and you can make these little flashing cards. They're super cute. And they replaced the previous version. This one is a little better packaged, and I think you get some extra stuff. I think you get more LEDs or something. You get a larger variety of LEDs, and you get the nicer new pens, which I think dispense the electric paint better as well. So check those out if you want to give an electronic gift, especially for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Nice little Valentine's Day gift.
All right. Next up, we've got this cool thing.
Gameduino
Gameduino.
2.
Yeah.
This was a successful Kickstarter, and like most Kickstarters that contact us, we say, contact us after you've shipped all of your rewards, and once all those people are so happy, come back and we will carry your stuff. And he did, and we did. So here is the Gameduino, and I'll just show you because it's kind of a cool thing. And it uses... It's got a 4.3-inch TFT, which we actually have TFTs like this in the shop, and we use them with other chipsets. And this one is a shield. It's got a socket for a, I'm going to turn the light on so you can see, and then I'll turn the light off. It's got a MicroSD socket and an audio output. It has audio control as well. And then underneath here, here's a little boost converter for the backlight. The backlight is a boost converter. And there's also underneath here an FT800 from FTDI chip, makers of the fine FT232RL, which I'm sure you're aware of because it's in like everything. It's a USB to serial converter, very good quality one. And let me plug this in while I'm talking. Yeah. So this shield plugs on top of any Arduino. Turn this light on. And you can load programs into it, and the FT800 is a graphics coprocessor, and it's actually a really nice one. It can control up to a 4.3-inch screen. It can do multiple layers. It can control the touch screen as well. It also does audio, although we don't have headphones plugged in, so you'll just have to imagine me going beep, 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 bleep, 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 or something. And this is a little 3D demo. You can tell he's really into graphics because he's got this little 3D shader demo, and you can see that the graphics controller can handle 2 planes because the background plane is handled separately than the front plane. The background plane is like a pan sort of thing going on there, like a big graphics is being panned.
That looks cool.
And then
it's the Last Starfighter.
Yeah, it's like this little. I mean, this is a demo, not a game. There are games, but this is the only one that we could find in 5 minutes that responded to the touchscreen, which I wanted to show off. And it's got this resistive touchscreen as well. So.
And it's sitting on top of Arduino.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing. The FT800, it's a little power hungry. It needs a lot of current, but other than that, it's a really powerful chip. We also have the RA8875. It was funny, he emailed us, he's like, I did this thing with the FT800. I'm like, I looked at that, but then I went with the RA8875 coprocessor. So both are very powerful chips. He gets super kudos for figuring out FTDI's FT800 source example code which I looked at and then like cried, and then looked at again and then cried, and then like 3 days later I was like,
no,
screw this, I'm going to go do the R80
no,
and 75.
here's a question that comes up a lot. Is it
Yeah.
resistive or capacitive?
This is a resistive touchscreen.
And what's
you
the-
can tell because there's this connector down
And what's
here.
the difference between resistive and capacitive, Lady Ada?
Resistive touch, you have to press with your fingernail a little bit. It doesn't work with your. I mean, you can if you press hard enough. You have to actually press down, and it can only do single touch. Capacitive is a glass cover. It doesn't need to be calibrated ever. Resistive touch sometimes needs to be calibrated, but usually I think this is pre-calibrated when it gets shipped to you. And capacitive touch can do multi-touch. The problem is right now capacitive touch is really expensive. It would add like $20 or $30 to the cost of this item. I have some samples of capacitive touch screens for 4.3 inch screens like this, but
Why are they expensive?
Resistive touch is really cheap to make because it's just 2 sheets of plastic,
And it presses, yeah.
and it's just there's no logic. Capacitive touch, there's like glass and it's patterned, and there's a controller
microcontroller,
chip.
okay.
Yeah, there's a controller for you have to control. You can't drive it directly, so it gets a little bit more expensive. So a resistive touch screen of this size is usually like $5 maybe.
Yeah.
Right, it's very inexpensive. To get a capacitive touch screen of the same size in like the retail market is like $25.
Wow.
It's 5 times more expensive. So they add a lot of cost. I mean, they're beautiful and they're lovely, but it's just they're expensive. I mean, also they're you pretty much have to get them custom made, and the cost of getting them made is much higher, as I know because
Yeah.
I'm currently doing that, and it's like $5,000 to get them custom patterned because of all this glass that's involved. Whereas resistive touch, every single size is available on the market, and they're like super cheap because they've been used in everything. So when you go to the store and you have to like sign your name on those little pads, that's resistive touch.
Yeah.
Capacitive touch is what's in tablets and phones now.
Yeah.
If you have a Newton, that was resistive touch.
That was an excellent answer, Lady Ada.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to keep moving. Anyways, check out the Gameduino 2. It's cool. This is
NeoPixels.
NeoPixels. These are the B type. This is the 4-pin version of the WS2812 LEDs, which we call NeoPixels because that's what our library is called. These have 4 pins. They're the new version. We will be moving all of our designs to this. Of course, these came out right after we finished all of our PCBs, and we're like, but you know, that's how it goes. We'll be moving over to this. The LEDs, this LED is pretty much the same as the original, except it's 4 pins. It's not pin compatible. You must use a new design. It will not. You can't switch them in place. It's not drop-in replaceable. Although we have an object in our Eagle library, so if you want to design it. The 6-pin one might be eventually discontinued. One nice thing about the 4-pin version is it has reverse polarity protection built in, so you are less likely to blow it up. Anyways, we have them. Check it out. Close up.
Okay. Moving right along.
That's a scarred Washington. I like scars.
Yeah.
He's a tough man.
We're selling sandpaper. No, just kidding.
Z-tape.
Yeah.
We have Z-tape finally. It only took me 3 months to get these cut exactly the way I wanted to. But now we have it. Bunny showed up a couple months ago when he was showing off his original prototype for the Novena laptop, and he said, "Hey, I'm doing those circuit stickers." And we're like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "You know what I'm talking about, those electronic stickers with Z-tape on the back that you can stick onto paper and make electronic circuits. They're called Chibitronic circuit stickers, so
Yeah,
check those out. I have a link on that product page because he's like, you know, because I was like, how did you do this thing where you stick it on and it conducts down through the, like, it's weird, this is weird, I don't understand this stuff. And he said, oh, it's called Z-tape. And this Z-axis tape is really interesting. It is a clear, sticky, double-sided sticky tape from 3M, and embedded inside of it is these little mini, do we have the photo of the mini particles?
I do.
Okay, check out these
I
particles.
actually got a chance to use my microscope adapter for my.
Yeah, we got that macro.
For my
It's
high-end camera.
down, yeah,
Yeah.
that photo. So you can see those little golden dots are a conductive material. I don't know what conductive material they are, but they're conductive, and they're quite conductive actually. Maybe they're little chunks of gold or little chunks of, not gold, but like copper or gold-plated copper or something, or tin. I don't know.
Unicorn dandruff is what I've heard. Unicorn dandruff.
But what's different than, so we had ITO, which is a thin plastic or glass, which has this, indium tin oxide coated on it, and that's fully conductive in every direction, right? It's like a sheet of conductive material like copper. This is a sticky tape with little miniature pieces. Like, this is really small, little teeny pieces of copper embedded in it. And so what this means is that if you stick this on the back of something that has multiple contacts, when you attach something else to it, it will only conduct through the bottom of the tape, not across the tape or around the tape. So copper tape, for example, which I'll show in a second, is conductive all the way through because it's like a solid sheet of copper. So what we do with this, for example, is I'll show you how we used it on the overhead.
I'm gonna go to the
because this is weird. I have to demo this because it's just so bizarre.
This is like magic.
Okay, so the tape comes like this, and it's like got this brown paper backing, and then it's got this white backing as well. And you peel off, and it looks like there's nothing there because it looks like there's nothing there. Oh, can you turn the brightness down a little bit?
What?
Can you turn the brightness?
Oh yeah, sure.
It's white, so I want to. Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So you can't see it, but connected to the brown paper is the Z tape. So like, let's say you took the white paper off. Maybe I'll turn the backlight off.
Yeah.
Oh man, now everything's screwed up. Hold on. This thing is iffy. No, it's all washed out.
A little washed out tonight.
Can you squish it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
No?
try to.
Advanced?
Well,
Not so much?
I will try to.
So res.
Yeah, it's getting really washed out tonight. I'll try to change that.
Maybe exposure for gain? No, I'm having a look.
That's all.
No. Wow, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's getting brighter and brighter. I think maybe you want to turn off the lights
Okay.
a little bit.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
That's a
Well,
little
it's just
bit
gonna be dark.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can kind of see a little bit, hopefully.
There you go.
Thanks. That's a lot better. You can see the tape, which is kind of like coming off a little bit. There's like these little ridges. That's because I peeled the tape off and back on. So what I did here is I stuck this Gemma microcontroller board onto the tape, and then I cut it out so you can see, like, ooh, it's exactly the same cutout. And then once you do that and you give it a good rubbing to get the tape like super solid, then you can peel it off, leaving the Z tape on there. And so now if I stick this onto anything, it will conduct, but only on these pads. It won't conduct across or diagonally. It'll only conduct down. And so what we did to demo this is we made a little Gemma with NeoPixel project. So let's see if I can.
Yeah, I think since we've moved that other light over there, it's so bright now that you
Yeah.
don't need the overhead anymore.
I don't need. Yeah, maybe I don't. Okay. No, everything's great now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a little party. Like
Party time.
exposure party. So each one of these items, I did the same thing to, I took the Z conductive tape and I put it on the back. And then I made traces on the piece of paper with copper. Let's move this down. And so we have a trace that runs all the way down here, or a trace that runs all the way down here. And then this is actually 3 pieces of copper, 1 piece here, and then 1 piece here, 1 piece there. I don't know if I can peel. Maybe I'll turn it on, and then
Yeah.
once I have it running and I know it's running, then I'll take it apart. So yeah, so you can see it's like doing little NeoPixel things. So this is a piece of paper that we have. I can show this little piece of paper is flexible.
This is cool.
Yes, it's Papertronic. I'll hold it up. I'll hold it up
It's
also.
Papertronics.
Papertronic. So yeah,
Okay.
it's like a large piece of paper.
Let me get back to the.
A large piece of paper. So yes, this is just a piece of paper, and I had Becky make this project. So you can make flexible Papertronics
Yeah.
by doing this. This is actually really similar to the GPIO. So yeah, can you go to the overhead again? So this demo is complicated because it's like there's transparent stuff going on. All right, so then I'm going to like totally just tear this off.
Okay, now you're gonna tear it off.
Okay. So yeah, you can see how I made a break here, and then this has that Z conductive tape on it. So I can turn it back on. And it only has 1, and then if I stick this on here.
Can you cut this stuff with like a vinyl cutter or something?
Wait, hold on.
So you're gonna press that down and then.
There you go. Yeah, you have to give it a good pressing, because you want to have the glue stick. I don't know how she did this. I think she. Oh man.
It's like a button now.
Don't undo it, because then I kind of pulled the
You
the
pulled
tape
the glue.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled the glue off. I don't even know if it's still glued.
Okay.
So sorry, what were you asking?
Oh, can you cut that stuff with like a vinyl cutter or a laser cutter?
Yeah, I think you can cut it with a vinyl cutter or a laser cutter. We just cut it with scissors, which works pretty well.
Okay.
But vinyl cutter should work as long as you can put the double. You would put the double-sided papered part through, and then it would like cut it out.
Would this work with an SMD board with no soldering?
It's not really meant for that, because you need to have a lot of like surface area, and another problem is when you have a surface mount board. I mean, okay, it will work in certain situations. So if you have a standard board which has solder mask on it, which most do, like you have a red or green or blue or purple solder mask, that mask is a little bit taller than the solder because it goes after the copper. So you have copper, and then they put the mask over that. And so even though it's only a teeny bit taller, it makes it really hard for the tape to work because there's this, it has to go down, and the tape doesn't want to go down so much. So what it probably would work fairly well with is a non-masked PCB. So if you have a PCB that you hand etched, or you just said like don't put mask on it, which most places won't do. Most places won't put mask on it. Then when you put the Z-tape on the component and you press it on, there won't be anything in the way of the tape, because as you saw, like if you have anything in the way of the tape, you have to get it like smooth, and then you press it down, and once you peel it up, it kind of bends a little bit, and doesn't make as good contact, which is why it was like that LED was being a little finicky, because you have to have like really nice flat contacts for the tape to work, because it has to adhere the two things together and have those little particles conduct through.
Okay, it is time to continue moving forward.
I have to move forward. Yeah, that was our long demo.
Okay, whew. So we're gonna probably go over about 5 minutes. That's okay.
Fine. I'm trying to fix this thing.
Gemma now has a starter pack.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show this. I mean, it's a pack.
It's a Gemma pack.
It's a Gemma. You get a Gemma seen up top. You get 4 NeoPixel, Sobel NeoPixels, conductive thread, needles, 2 batteries, and a little coin battery pack, which is what I was using to demo to show off this demo, and alligator clips.
Yeah, here's the deal. It's cheaper if you get these packs. If you're going to do a Gemma workshop, do it this way. We made the price lower when you buy all this stuff together, and it's kind of the perfect like workshop pack. So
okay. I'm going to clean off this NeoPixel and rebuild this project.
Okay, you're going to.
I think here's the thing about the Z-tape. Once you use it, if you peel the thing off, you have to start with new, because it's like it's very. You'll see it ripples very easily.
Okay. All right.
Super skinny stuff.
We got headers.
Oh, these are Raspberry Pi headers. So these are used on our kits and Pi plates. We have the super long stacky ones, but then I was like, oh yeah, people probably want the ones that are not stacky. So they're like female headers, but they're like they have those extra. See those extra 2 little nubs. They lift it up, and when you do that, it clears the. This is an A, which it works fine with, but on a B, it'll clear the Ethernet jack and the composite jack and the USB jacks.
Some guy bought like 700 today or something. He emailed with us.
Well, he needs a lot.
He wanted 700 of me. Like, I really need these. I'm like, okay. Next up, littleBits base kit.
Oh yeah, this is the new version of the littleBits, which we're not going to demo because we don't have time. But we've had the littleBits starter kit. The littleBits starter kit was discontinued and replaced with this base kit. The base kit is pretty much the same parts. Nicer little box. It's all good. It has 10 bits. It's like $100. It's a good deal. Build some stuff. littleBits.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, moving along, we got a little MicroSD card.
MicroSD sockets. We use these in our assembled goods, like not the data logger shield, but like I'm trying to think of what we use them in. We use them in like our TFT shield. We use them in our CC3000 shield. We use them in a lot of like any TFTs that have a MicroSD. Anything that has a MicroSD socket in our stuff, we use this particular part. It's nice. They're a little tough to hand solder if you're not good at surface mount. But if you are, they're lovely. pick them up. We have a part for Eagle CAD in our Eagle library, so if you want to use them, it's very easy.
Okay, next up. What is this thing, Dana? What is this?
This is a UFL connector. Likewise, it's a little part that we use in all of our circuit boards, especially ones like the GPS shield and the Wi-Fi shield, where we have an external antenna. Usually we have an onboard antenna, but then an optional external antenna. This part's really, really small, but it's very easy to surface mount solder. It doesn't take a lot of space, and then you would use a UFL to SMA adapter, such as one of the ones we have in the store, to use an external antenna.
Okay. Next up, we're still here.
Almost done. Oh, this is the Resistive Touch extension cable. Actually, you have to show this one because this one's a little weird.
Okay. I have a photo too.
Yeah, but I want to show that it's for a certain type of resistive panel, which we will eventually have in the shop, but we haven't received them yet. But we got all the accessories for them. So I thought we'd put them in. This is a little extension cord.
Yeah.
And this has a connector on it, so it's a ZIF connector. And it just extends the cable. So I'll show this on the overhead. So if you have one of these resistive touchscreens, which you can tell because it has this 4-pin cable coming out of it, and it's it's 1 millimeter pitch. You can use this extension cable, like you saw, and you plug in one end here, like so, and it's a press fit, and then that's the other end, so it's a longer. I don't know. It's very straightforward, but if you have one of these resistive
good stuff.
Touchscreens, you'll notice that sometimes the cable, it's not that long. You want to give it a little bit more length, and there's no reason not to because it's resistive, so you can extend almost as much as you want.
Okay. Now we have 2 screens. We're in the screen. Oh,
great. We're almost done.
We're getting close to the end. Yeah, this is good. Here it is.
Okay, this is the 5.6-inch one. Okay, great. Let me set up that one.
Yeah, I'm going to show the photos of the controller, the board.
Okay, yeah, this is a TFT kit. It comes with a driver, and this is a 5.6-inch screen. We wanted to find the smallest 720p display, and this is a 5.6-inch display. What's funny is as we were researching this display, I think I can't quite prove it because I haven't like looked at teardowns and stuff, but I believe that this is used. Sorry.
I'm going to go to the overhead now.
Yeah, sorry. I have it running on a Raspberry Pi thing, but then I have to like figure out how to quit this. Uh-oh. I don't have a quitting button. Okay, well, we're going to have to see a little Midori window. This is used in the original Oculus Rift dev board. This is really, really small 1280 by 800 pixel display. It's fairly bright. It's not an IPS display, so be aware of that. Some people really like to have IPS displays. This is not. So if you look at it from an angle, it's not like, super angle. I mean, you can see it from an angle, but it's not as visible from an angle as our IPS displays, which are like a tablet and looks like super awesome from like any angle possible. But yeah, so I just plug into a Raspberry Pi, but I also, you can plug into like anything. I use it on Xbox, I use it on Windows, I use it on a Mac. Works on all of them, you just plug and play, super easy. The driver can take HDMI, VGA, or composite. There's a little menu thing, and you can switch which input you want to use, like VGA, which is nothing is connected to. See if it can sync. Hello. There's also like a menu. You can like set the color and the contrast and all that good stuff. So
cool screen.
It's a good screen. It's very small. It has these nice little mounting holes as well. You can see a little hello mounting holes. Hello, hello. So I don't know. Make your own Oculus Rift or something.
Okay.
Super small.
We're gonna keep going. All right, we got another screen.
Okay.
Look at this screen.
That's what it looks like before I launch Midori.
Yeah.
This is a 7-inch IPS screen with speakers. We already had one that didn't have speakers, and people were like, hey, you should have one with speakers. And I'm like, oh yeah, we should. And then I got one with speakers. So this is a lovely screen. And I'm not going to demo the speakers because I don't have any music playing and also don't have time to like start up like an MP3 player. But it is a really, really nice screen.
I'll go to the overhead again.
Yeah, I'll go to the overhead.
Spent lots of time with the overhead tonight.
Hold on. It's actually too bright a little bit. Man, It's like too bright today. So this is actually, you know what? Maybe I'll hold it up because it's fairly large.
Okay.
Give me a second.
I'm going to get us out of this crazy overhead. We don't need you
Get out
anymore.
of the overhead. Yeah, we're done with the overhead. Hold on.
Okay.
I have to just get these cables, which are kind of tangled.
You want me to hold these? I don't hold this one.
I just don't know why that's stuck on something.
Teamwork.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, this is a much better way to do it. Okay, so this is a bam. Okay, so this is a 7-inch screen, and on the side here is the connectors. It's got power, HDMI, VGA, composite, and then it has a USB port and this audio input. The audio input is if you're using VGA and you want to pipe audio into the speakers. The speakers are 3 watts. They're pretty loud. So yeah, if you want to use it, it'll play audio out. If I started like an audio thing on the Pi, it would just play music automatically through the HDMI connection. Does the video and audio through HDMI only. And then apparently if you like plug in a USB key with like videos or images on it, it'll play them. Like there's a menu option that you can like play content off USB key, but I didn't do that. It's like, you know, you can have a standalone like little video player or something. I don't know. Hopefully
I remember when we were getting like sample watches with like OLEDs and it could play like videos. It's just like if I put an SD card in, like they always have these weird menu options. It's like read an ebook.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
this is an ebook reader
there's
too.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. Like I think like sometimes like Taiwanese chip makers like they go.
It does everything.
It'll everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a really nice upgrade. If you like the 7-inch screen that we have, it's IPS. So bright that it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
Screen. They're totally beautiful displays. And this one has audio. The other one doesn't.
Okay, Lady Ada. That was new products. You did it. Congratulations.
Yay.
Nicely done.